this video, I'm going to be creating 3 emails from scratch for Gymshark, all the way from ideation to writing the copy to designing the emails, all the way into uploading in Klaviyo to be sent. Now, maybe you've noticed, but the e-commerce landscape from 2024 into 2025 has changed a lot. It seems like everybody and their mom has an e-commerce brand. There are drop shippers everywhere. The customers' attention spans are fried, and ad prices are higher than ever. This makes executing email marketing, which is the cheapest form of marketing out there, and doing it right so important for scaling your brand if you want to do so profitably. We are creating 3 non-discount emails that are going to print cash for Gymshark. You're going to see my exact process, what's going through my mind, and how to execute these coming from a $40 million email marketer. You're going to be able to copy this exact process for your e-commerce brand and apply it so that you can print cash. So let us do this. Okay, so step 1 is ideation and strategy. So we want to figure out what emails we are going to be sending for Gymshark. Now, I don't really like to send discounts because we want to save on our margins. You really don't have to if you execute email marketing properly. So what makes a great email idea and a great email angle? Well, we want it to be non-discount oriented. We want it to be promoting our brand. We want it to be giving value to the customer. And then we want to subtly promote our products throughout the email. This way, it doesn't seem too salesy and increase sales resistance, but it promotes you enough to where the customer can make a choice to go buy with you. So what I like to do to get email inspiration for brands like Gymshark is I'm just going to scroll their Instagram and their website to see what I can find. So let's do it. Okay, so here's my Instagram. You can follow me if you want. I have daily posts, but we're just going to look up Gymshark and see what we can find on their Instagram that we want to create an email off of. So you can see by their Instagram, they have a lot of community building stuff and kind of just like natural emails of people in the gym with quick, punchy captions. We definitely want to carry this over to their email marketing. But what's super weird about their email marketing, if we look here, is their stuff is just very corporate-y. It's quite bland. It's just showing pictures of people kind of, there's one with like some lifestyle images, but we're kind of just having like plain white images. There's really no life in this. It's kind of just corporate images. So we definitely want to bring some of the life on the Instagram over to email. So right now, like my mind, like put in the work is like something that you could create a whole email about and then tie that to the products. We really just want this to be like branded to Gymshark. So I'm just going to click through this and see what I can find. So one thing that I noticed is they always say like we do gym, like gym is like a verb. So you say like we do gym. I think that this is an angle that I'd like to do. I kind of thought of the headline like in a world where you can do anything, do gym. I think that's like a really cool tagline to use. It's really branded, and then we can tie that into, hey, and if you're gonna do gym, let's do it right with some Gymshark gear. So that's definitely going to be number 1 that we do. In a world where you can do anything, do gym. Perfect. So there is email 1. Okay, now we have like a general branded email. And since we're going to do 2 emails, I'm going to do like some other emails that I like to do. So we have a branded email right there. I want to do a value-based email where we're giving a ton of value to the users. And then I also want to do like a review or some sort of social proof based email. So I'm just going to fill those in right now. We're going to do email 2. Let's do a review / social proof. And then email 3, let's do value of some sort. So we're going to do email 3 value. Okay, so review and social proof. I'm just going to take testimonials from the website. So I'm just going to write testimonials, and then email 3 value. I know they have a blog, so I'm going to go to their website and try to find a blog that I want to use. So on their website, if we just scroll to the bottom, they have blogs right down here. So I'm going to like pick through these and see what I want to make an email out of. Okay, so I think I found a good one right here. No fuss dumbbell back exercises to build your back. And this one's great because it's going to hit on a pain point of people, which is like when you don't have access to like machines or you're doing like a home workout, then we can give people value by giving them dumbbell exercises to still build your back. And so ton of stuff to go off of here. We're going to do a blog email giving value. I'm going to take this link and then apply it over here to this. So right here, now we have all our 3 emails and the strategy and the ideation. That's kind of what goes into this. We want to be able to bring the customer value. We want to make sure that we're branded. We want to make sure we're promoting our products. We want to make sure we're proving we're real with testimonials and reviews. So we have the ideas Now let's get to writing the copy. So what I like to do when starting out is I just like to lay things out as far as the email. I like to visually see what this email is going to be, split by different sections. So when I'm writing copy, this is what I like to do. So you can see, honestly, for the headline, I'm just gonna plug this in and put this centered, and then we'll work with like body copy and buttons next. I always like to go to this website, mild.com, and always have kind of like some emails I'm trying to replicate when I'm writing the copy, because why would I try to reinvent the wheel and like create this brand new email when I can take what already successful brands are doing? So I'm following some of these brands here, and I'm just gonna like click through and try to find different layouts and sections of emails that I like that we can steal. Like this one, for example, we have a headline and we have some body copy and then a button right at the top of the email. I love this, but I don't like how the button over here is on the left side. I kind of want to make it centered and right in the customer's face. So probably what I want to do, I want to copy kind of this section of headline, body copy, button, but I want to put that at the top of the email. So I'm going to insert like body and then button. So what I'm thinking for this email, we have this headline, we finish with a little bit of body copy here to be like, yada, yada, do the gym this weekend. And then I want to tie it into our products and then say something like, and if you're going to do gym, do it right with Gymshark products using some of our best sellers. So we are going to be promoting our best sellers here. Now, when you're an email nerd like me, when you review emails all day, every day, you kind of have like a bank of ideas that you feel like you can use. And one idea that I think is really good is doing like a mix and match section. So what I want to do is kind of like show images of someone's shirt and then bottoms, and then promote people just being like, hey, mix and match these bestsellers, and then flip through different tops and then different bottoms and get like a whole gym fit. You'll see what I mean. But what I want to do here is I'm just going to write this out. Okay, so this is the section that I'm kind of referring to. This was a GIF that flipped through different tops and then also through different bottoms. It's just a cool way to visualize what your gym outfit could be. And so this is what I'm trying to copy. And so I said mix and match tops and bottoms for the graphic like the one below, so that if you're using a designer, then they know what you want to do. And then we say, if you're going to do gym, do it right. Let's add like some cool body copy to go with that as well. Since we're doing a mix and match section, I said mix and match our favorites, and then added some branded copy with like a benefit for the customer for a guaranteed shirt shredding pump. Okay, so that's going to be the basis of this whole email. Now I kind of just need body copy here. Okay, so for this body copy, I literally just used ChatGPT. If you have a big brand like Gymshark, they're going to know Gymshark's voice and use it. So I just said, can you write me 2 sentences from the point of view and voice of Gymshark about how the gym is the best place in the world? It's where you get peace and fight off bad thoughts, etc. Kind of like tying into this. And it said, the gym is our sanctuary where sweat drowns out doubt and every rep silences the noise of the world. Whew. Here you find peace in the grind and strength in the struggle, proving that the best battles are fought within. That is quite fire and better than anything I could have done, so I'm going to use that. So I just put that in. Now that is actually like really good. A lot of times ChatGPT, you got to kind of work with it, but I think that is perfect. Super branded and it's super cool. It ties into all this. And then what I want to do just for this section is we're just going to tie just like a regular lifestyle image, and it's kind of like going to be overlaid over the top. We're going to make sure that everything up here is at the top of the email so the customer can easily read it and click it. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I want to add just like a footer section here because every email needs a footer. And then I kind of feel like we need one more thing, because we have a lifestyle image up top. We have like a product type section here. I kind of want to bring this a little bit more life, and maybe some person doesn't want to mix and match. I know that they just released some new products, so I'm just going to add a quick section down here introducing some lifestyle images, or like a lifestyle image promoting some of their new products. So a section like this is always good to like throw down at the bottom of your emails to bring some life. And so I kind of want to copy this section, but do it for like new products being released. So I just kept this real simple: new drops just in, shop what's new and what's hot, shop now. And this email I think is a banger. Super excited to see how the design turns out, but let's move on to the copy of the other emails. So for this email, I want to bring it some even more life, and I'm actually stealing this from somebody who's in my community, my school community. We have over 450 people. He sent this in of an email he did himself, and I absolutely love this. Shout out to you, Dominic. So I want to copy this layout in like the hero section, feature some reviews with like a phone. I think that would be super cool. I just got to go find the reviews and lay this email out. So just like last time, I'm going to insert a table with a few different sections. And just like this, I want to have the phone section here. I'm going to go find some testimonials. Instead of doing like 4.93, I'm just going to say 100,000 plus verified reviews, because that's a big selling point for Gymshark since they are so proven. Okay, there we go. 100,000 plus verified reviews. This is what's going to be like in the phone, I believe. And I picked out these testimonials. Make sure to take time when picking out testimonials. Overcome some objections. We have male and female, and just really talking about how what we have is like very quality. In a benefit, they make the glutes and quads to look great. So perfect. I kind of just want to add like a headline here. Something to make it more personal. That's something that I feel like Gymshark is lacking in their email. They kind of look like very corporate-y. I want to give them a little bit more life and personal feel with it. So I think something really strong here is to say something like by gym lovers for gym lovers. I think that's good. By gym lovers for gym lovers. Add a comma in there as well. Perfect. We just need to end with a shop now button here. So I'm just going to insert that now, and boom. That right there is fire. I think that's gonna look sweet. Super excited to see how this turns out. Now, I always like to have life in my emails, and this is just going to be like a graphic of a phone. There's no people in it. So I think I just like to bring this to life a little bit. I want the email to be focused on this review section and get people to click. I don't want to overwhelm them with a ton of stuff and buttons. So I'm just gonna say insert photo gallery of lifestyle pictures. So I inserted that and then a shop now, and I actually found like an example of a photo gallery. I don't want something like super lame and bland. I think like a photo gallery like this is super cool, super effective. It adds a lot of depth to the email, brings it to life, and then finish with a shop now button. And that's kind of like what we want to do with this email. Keep it really simple. We won't feature any products. So I'm going to delete this row and then just put footer in, and then we'll see how it turns out. If we want to add anything in the design process, then we're going to be able to do that. But for now, I think just making this email super cool up top, add some life to the bottom is perfect. Okay, now we are doing a blog email. So for blog emails, I like to have it the same layout as up here, where we have a headline, body copy, and then a button that says learn more right at the top of the email. We want to tease the blog and try to really sell the click to get people to click and read the full blog themselves, because right there, they're on the website. It'll be easy for them to read the blog and then just go and shop some products and generate sales. So I definitely want to copy that layout up here. It's kind of just like the winning layout that we do for a lot of our emails for our clients. So I'm just going to do that and lay it out super easy right now. And then for the rest of blog emails, we want to continue to sell the click, but give them some information, because we want the email to have some value. So we're going to add a bridge summarizing / giving value. And then we could end that right there, but I'll probably add another bottom slice, kind of like similar to this, just to bring a little bit more life to it. So we're going to add another bottom shop slice, and now let's figure out what we want to do for the email. So here is the email. I think that this is probably good just to use as our headline, just no fuss dumbbell back exercises. To build your back might be a little bit too wordy, so I'm just gonna say no fuss dumbbell back exercises. So I went ahead and added some body copy here, talking about kind of the benefits of doing your back. So getting the nice V shape from your back to your torso doesn't require crazy equipment. So we're kind of like selling and teasing that like you can do this without what you typically think. Do you just have dumbbells in your home gym? We got you. Build your back with these top 5 dumbbell back exercises. So I think that's great. Couple reasons why that's great is people love lists. So we tell them there's a list here, and we have some branded stuff where it's like super conversational, like we got you. And that's kind of like in the voice of the customer. We're talking about building our back and really selling the click here. So I love that. And then probably have a lifestyle image of someone's back. So I'm just going to say lifestyle image right here. So I was just like trying to find inspiration for this bridge section, and look at this from this brand here, Chest Anatomy 101, calling out like different parts of the chest and then what part it hits. Like, this is brilliant. I think this is great to bring value to the list, break down different parts of the back. Let's do something like that. Let's steal this. And right here in this blog by Gymshark, they actually break down each thing for us. So let's just use this and then create the graphics. So that's perfect right here. We're just going to do that and then tease the click again. We say Back Anatomy 101, kind of stealing from this example right here. Back Anatomy 101, breaking down the different parts, and then we'll have pictures for each one. I think that will be perfect. Now we could have ended right there, but I kind of want some more branded stuff here, so it's not just too sciencey right in your face. So I added some copy, kind of selling the click even more. With these exercises, there's no excuse. Again, motivational tone, just like Gymshark. With minimal equipment and space required, these dumbbell back exercises can withstand the busiest gym to the smallest living room workout. Again, focusing really on benefits here, like, hey, you can use these to build your back even when the gym is busy. So boom, we have the copy for all three. We've ideated them, we've written the copy, and we've laid them out. Now we just need to design. So let's talk about email design. There are a number of different platforms that you can use. You could use Canva, you can use Figma, you can use Photoshop, all this stuff. I highly recommend using Figma. It's what we use. It's the easiest to organize. You have the most features. Canva is good, but just doesn't have as many features. It's harder to organize, and it's just very base level. And for the stuff we want to do that's advanced, we need to have features that are kind of like what are available in Figma. So let's get straight into Figma and start designing these emails. Okay, so here we are inside of Figma. I created this new file here. You can see all sorts of different features. We have stuff up here, slices, frames, we have shapes, which is majority of what we're going to be using, as well as inserting images. You have things like a pen, pencil, you have your text, you have different components and whatnot, comments, all that good stuff. But really, most of what we're going to be doing is using these shapes right here. So we are going to start off with in a world where you can do anything, do gym. So here's what we have to go off of. We have the headline, body copy, shop now, this bridge section, and then a bottom slice. So let's just lay it out inside of Figma. So first thing is we create a frame, which is kind of just like the outline of your email. And right now it is set as fill white, which I think is totally fine. I'm gonna set the width as 600, as that's what I typically like to do for email designs. So I'm gonna zoom out a bit, and then we just wanna extend this frame out, and let's lay this thing out. So we are going to have a logo at the top. We're going to have our headline, body copy, and then image. So I just copy and pasted everything in. We'll just have a headline right here, the body copy right here, and then a shop now button, which if you want to see how I did that, all we did is we put a rectangle here, set the width to whatever we want, and if we go over here to this right here, we can add edges. So let's try like 30, and perfect, it just becomes that. So then we can do this, change the color to whatever you want. Let's change it to white for this example, and then you can just add a text that says shop now right there. That is white text, which is tough to see. Let's change you to black. Gonna extend this out and then put you right in there. And that's all you really need to do. So just going to delete that for now, and then we'll have an image down here, which I'm going to need to find. But let's go on ahead and get this going. So I found this image, and I think that it is perfect for what we're trying to do. There's room at the top. There's this girl right here, which is kind of just like the brand. She represents the brand. So I'm going to put this in, and I want to make sure that we can see everything. So I'm just going to right click this and send this to the back. And then right there, boom, we have this lady in this image. I'm going to delete this, and then we can adjust the colors here to be white. And I almost forgot, but we need to put the logo up at the top here. So I just pulled this off of the internet. Let's plug you in here, and then maybe give you some room and zoom in, make sure that you are nice and centered. Perfect, all set here. Now what I want to do is I want to adjust the fonts here so it looks more like Gymshark rather than this basic font. And boom, look at how much that brings it to life, having the correct Gymshark font. Now this looks like Gymshark. I want to move this up and then crop you just so she's a little bit closer. And yeah, this is looking pretty badass so far. But it still feels like there's something missing. There's like some weird space right here. I think something cool that we can add to give it even more depth is we say like do gym in the background. So we're gonna have to do some cool stuff right here, which I'll show you. So in order to put the do gym behind this girl, right now this is one image, as you can see right there. And so I can't, if I tried to write like do gym, it's just gonna go like in front of her. We want it to go behind. So what we have to do is we have to remove her from the background and then separate the background from her so that they're right here and here, and then put do gym right in between. So what we are going to do here, I just copy and pasted this. I'm going to use a plugin that I have called Icons 8 Background Remover, and then remove the background on her, and then it will essentially just like show just her. And so boom, here's what we got. It's her without the background, and then we're gonna be able to plug her over top and then put text behind her. So for the text, I just pulled this up to the side here. I'm gonna say do gym. I'm going to lowercase this as I typed it, and just like that, we will put you in. I'm actually gonna adjust the spacing a little bit. Okay, boom, just updated that. Now let us insert you in here, and then we can kind of like play around with this to make sure that it's coolly styled. So I'm going to increase the size to like 70 and see how that looks. Okay, cool. I kind of like that, but let's jazz this up even a little bit more. Let's change you into, let's see. That looks cool. Yeah, just like that. And then what we could do is copy and paste this multiple times, and then I'm gonna put this like behind her. So to move these behind her, I'm gonna highlight these and then just go to layers and move it behind this image of her. And then hopefully, if we did it correctly, let me unlock these, then we're going to move behind her, and then boom, it looks like, I think we did that correct. Just moved this, cropped, and then boom, we're all set. We can carry this all the way down, but before that, I kind of want to make this even cooler rather than just like plain. I'm going to make these like outlines. Okay, so if we do this, this is a cool trick that you can use. We are going to turn the fill off and then add a stroke on the outside, just like that. Let's just change this to white. And then boom, that looks cool. And so what if we even, I'm going to move you down for just a second. We're gonna do the same thing for the rest of these, but we can make the stroke slightly different. So we could keep that, but what would happen if we made it a little bit lighter? Yeah, like that. And then we made this the same, and then we went back and forth. Okay, here we go. Now we are cooking. That is a killer hero section. I absolutely love it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so I just put in the hero and then the bridge, but you can see for the rest of this, we're going to do this mix and match section. So we need to get a ton of images, and we also need to get just like bottom sections as well. Okay, so I just got like the first frame of our GIF. I'm gonna show you how to create a GIF. So all that I did here is I created a frame that is on 600 width. Let's actually adjust that. So all you need to do to create a GIF is you need to create the different frames. So all I have is this frame. I just inserted this image from the website and then took these bottoms from it and then added just a circle and some arrows right here. Then all we need to do to create a GIF is we just need to copy and paste this and then fill in the blanks. And then we're gonna use a cool little plugin to create the GIF for us. So this is how the GIF is going to go. It's going to change the top, keep the bottom, and then keep the top, change the bottom, and then kind of just like repeat that so that people can mix and match. All you have to do to create the GIF is we wanna click all of these. I'm clicking shift and clicking on all of them. And then we're going to use another plugin of mine. Go over here, go to plugins, and then we're going to use this plugin called Giphy Canvas. We've selected everything, we open Giphy Canvas, and now it's going to create this just like that. Perfect. Let's download it and then put it into our design. So I just inserted the GIF here, so let's zoom in. If we were to go on here and then click play over here on the side, we're gonna see it plays. It's not gonna show on the static Figma design, but that's fine. We'll just plug you in just like that. Go up, extend the frame, and then add a button down at the bottom. Perfect. Look at this. This is playing through, and this is gonna look awesome. Let's just make sure that this is centered, and boom. Now we just have to do the bottom section. The new drop's just in. I need to find an image for this, and then it's gonna be super easy once we have a good image to just put in the text that we have right here. Okay, so I found this on their Instagram, and this is perfect. I had to crop it a little bit, but we're just gonna be able to put our text right here. So let's put this at the bottom. You see, it really brings this a little bit more life, since this bridge section is just like plain product pictures of people in like a studio. So this is gonna be perfect. Let's just add in our text. And boom, that is looking mighty freaking fine. I like how it also matches like kind of the colors up here. Now we just need to add our footer, and then this email is going to be good to go. So for my footers, I always like to have different buttons so that people can continue to shop in whatever way they like. So I'm gonna separate by men and then women. Add those buttons, add like the social media, add some icons, and then we should be good to go. Okay, boom, let's take a look at what I did. I'm actually going to copy this and use it up top just like this for the rest of the footer. Let's adjust some of these lines, but you can see what I did with the footer. I added lines with text for woman, man. And then we have our social media icons. These are just images. And then I took these from their website, just like this. That's perfect. I just want to make sure that this is properly aligned and spaced. And then I think this email is good to go. Boom. Look at this email. Absolutely love how it turned out. We have a headline, we have the body copy here that is very branded, we have shop now, we have the cool gym section, we have this unique section gifting through different products, new drops just in, adding in more of a lifestyle image with more colors, and then a button, and then a footer with buttons so that people can keep shopping. This is a near 10 out of 10 email in my eyes, not to flatter ourselves here, but looks absolutely amazing. Let's move on to the other emails. Okay, so for these other emails, I'm going to kind of go fast so that we can make sure that this video isn't like 2 hours long, but we have the review social proof email right here. Let's get this one knocked out. So same deal here, adding a frame. We're going to make this 600 width. And then we will kind of insert our different sections here. So I just got this phone just off the internet. We're going off of the example that we have right here. So we need to put a headline. We need to kind of have outlines here and then a button. So let's get straight into adding those in. So I'm just going to copy that and paste this over. Say by gym lovers, for gym lovers. Change you to black, and that's perfect. Now let's get like the testimonials in here. So for these, I want to make it pop out like this example right here. So let's do this. Let's create a little rectangle like this. Let's add some borders around it, and then we can put this in right here. It looks kind of weird as is. Let's adjust the colors a little bit. This is kind of more Gymshark's speed. So we'll have one testimonial there, one testimonial here, and then one testimonial here. Move you down, 100,000 plus verified reviews. This looks pretty freaking cool. Let me adjust the spacing a little bit to kind of be where I want it to be. And boom, that looks pretty perfect. So what we did here was we just kept those colors. We used this gray background with a 300 corners, and these are different. This is just like one little text boxes that I organized differently, but just putting the person's name and then bolding kind of the main points, make the glutes and quads look great. Fantastic value for money. I just got these images right here, these icons. So if you go up into shapes up here, there's actually star. So I just made 5 of them and put them next to each other. And this looks pretty freaking badass so far. But I don't want a plain white background. So let me go to like their website, see if there's kind of like some texture that I can use. Let me see if I can find like some background like this would be super cool to have like over our behind our phone. Okay, so I found this. I think this background is perfect. So what if we literally just like kind of plugged this in here? Oh, there we go. And then move you to the back. Oh yeah, there we go. I really like how that looks. So let me add the logo here. I'm actually gonna find a white logo that's clear, because I think it would be cool if we didn't have the logo in its own bar. Perfect. Throw you up here at the top. And this looks badass. I love the texture. Still seems a little bit blank. So let's add like the Gymshark logos as well to add even more depth. So I just got the logo here. Can we put, there we go. That looks super cool. Let's add like another up here. Move you guys to the back so that you're not blocking anything. Oh, actually, we can't send you all the way to the back. Let's move you above that image. Maybe add like a angle. And okay, this looks real badass. Just like that. And then maybe change you to white. And then I think this is pretty much good to go. Made some slight updates, and look at that hero section. I absolutely love it. Now we just have to get to this bridge section. So I'm just gonna copy this and insert a ton of images. Boom, look at this. We have a ton more life. We're showing off our products, and I wanna end with a final shop now button as well before we move to the footer, which again, I'm just going to copy and paste from here. Maybe extend you out a little bit. And boom, this looks amazing. Love how this turned out. But I want to take this a little bit further because I don't like how this is so abrupt. I think I'm going to add a gradient of some kind just to make this gray flow into like our white footer. Okay, so to add a gradient in the background, we want it to flow from gray to white. So I'm going to create a rectangle right here, change hue to 600. And all you have to do is click right here, go to gradient, and then we're going to be able to have this flow. I'm gonna put these behind the images and play around with some of the coloring to make it flow from gray to white. Okay, so I found like the perfect color right here. I just used a color finder. Then we have the linear, stops 0%, means it's at the top. And then we have this section going all the way through, and perfect. We just want this bottom color to be white so that it flows from gray to white. And it's literally that simple. Look at how much better this flows. I absolutely love how this email turned out. It looks like it is good to go as well. Okay, in the last email here, we have this blog, no fuss dumbbell back exercises. We're gonna have a hero image up at the top. We're gonna have this bridge section of back anatomy, and then finish down here. Let's get to the design and start off, of course, with a frame that is 600 width. So since we're using kind of the same layout as this email, I'm just going to copy this whole section up here, just like that, and then paste it and move you over here. Now we have that. Let's just copy and paste our headline. So there we go. We just have to change this button to learn more, and we're pretty good there. Okay, my camera stopped, but we are back and we are doing the last one here, which of course is going to be the no fuss dumbbell back exercises. So for this one, especially for blog emails, I like to have the headline, the body copy, and then learn more button right at the top of the email so that the customer can easily click. Since we're just teasing, we really want to sell the click on this email. So that is what we're going to do. We can probably literally copy this top layout. So that's what I'm going to do just to start out. I'm going to copy this over, maybe just like delete all this stuff. And then I'm just gonna copy and paste the copy from over here. Okay, and just like that, we have copied everything over with the copy and paste from the copy in our document here. Just added top no fuss dumbbell back exercises. It's gonna be super easy for the customer just to click. So what we need now is we just need an image to go behind this, and I want it to be of somebody's back, just absolutely jacked, so that we get the person to click. And I've got an image from over here, which perfect. I wish this was a picture of me, but it's not. I found this just on the internet, so I'm just going to slide this in here and then move this to the back. And then I want to click the frame so that this stuff gets clipped off. I'm going to click clip content, and then just like that, we can have the person's back just like this. Maybe move this down just a little bit, do something like this, and then boom. But the problem with this is that this is very difficult to see and to read. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a gradient. So we're using white text here. We can add like a black gradient behind this to kind of like flow into the picture. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I want to do. Let's set this to like 600 width. I'm going to move this in here. I'm going to set it to black. And then we want to move this backwards, just like this. So we want the gradient to maybe go until like this point, until the image is like perfect. All we do, go over here, gradient, and from the top, we want it to be black, and then at the bottom down here, we just want it to be see-through. So we're gonna change this color right here to 0%, and then see how that looks. Okay, that looks a little bit better, a little bit easier to see, but I still think it could be a little bit easier. So what we can do is we can move this stopping point for when to like start the gradient, is we can move it to like, let's go 35% of the way. It's gonna move it all the way like down here, and then boom. Now that is a little bit better, a little bit easier to see, and I don't think this should be a problem. Let's move this down just a little bit, and boom, this looks pretty freaking good. Awesome, so it looks like we're set here. I'm gonna set a fill as white. We're just gonna use a white background for the rest of the frame as we go into the bridge section of Back Anatomy 101. So I'm going to get some like pictures off of the internet of like different parts of the back so that we can call them out and kind of like point at them during this bridge section. So perfect, here we go. I got these. We have the traps, the rhomboids, the lats, and then the erector spinae. And so I laid them out just like this, super simple. This is 600 width. So all that I need to do now is drag these in, maybe throw it in like right there, make sure it's centered. And it kind of looks, I want to add on all of these, I'm going to add just if you click right here, it's going to add a border around the inside, just one width. So now these stand out just a little bit. And we have this copy here, the Back Anatomy 101. So just going to do this, change you to black, and that should be good like this. To make it a little bit less flat, sometimes what I like to do is add like a drop shadow, which you can go over here. So I'm just gonna click effects right here and then drop shadow, and you can adjust like how you want it to be viewed. So right now it's going Y4, maybe add like an X to the 2 so it goes out to the side, and now it has a little bit more depth. So now we can add the remaining copy of just these parts. So I'm going to copy and paste this stuff over just in some text boxes. So check out what I did. I just took the copy from this section here and we just put them, we put like the name of the muscle on top and the body copy, and then all I did was I created an arrow just like this, which you can do just by going up here. You can create a line. So let me just do a mock for you, just like this. You can create your line however you want, and then if you want to add like a curve, you can go like that, and then do something like add a 60 bend, something like that, and you're going to be able to do anything that you want. So we just pointed to the different muscles, and this looks pretty freaking good. I also added a learn more button just right at the bottom down here. That should be perfect, but still, I feel like it is a little bit flat, and so I kind of want to draw inspiration from this text over here and put something like Back Anatomy or something just to bring this a little bit more to life. So what if I'm just going to copy that and then move you back, put this here. Now I'm just going to say like Back Anatomy, change the stroke to black so that we can see it right here. And then what if we put it like that? Let's see, how could we make this work? I think probably the best move is do something like that, and then you could say like anatomy, do like the rest of it down here at the bottom like this. I'm actually gonna end with 101. I think that would look a little bit cooler. There we go. Something like that brings it a little bit more to life. I don't think it's too distracting. It might be. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't think that's too busy. I think that this is perfect just how it is. Okay, boom, looking pretty freaking sweet so far. We have one last slice section here. We don't really give any direction on the design. I do feel like this is a little bit bland in terms of it's just like black and white. So I think we could add some photos down here with the text, and that'll bring it to life a little bit more. Okay, so I just got these 3 pictures of just people flexing their back, again, to get people to want to click this article with their back. So I think that helps. Now we can add our copy down here at the bottom. So there we go. Not too bad, just like this. Let's throw in this footer and see how the whole thing looks. Perfect. Look at this thing, how it flows. We have everything in here with the footer and the remaining text. This looks awesome. Love how it looks. We have multiple reminders for the person to click. Learn more, learn more, learn more. You can have this many buttons as long as you're not telling the customer too many different things. We're just telling them one thing, trying to lead them to one decision. So this is perfect. So here is the final product, looking pretty sweet. Love how it turned out, and there we go. So here are all 3 emails. They look really good. We have some different variety. We have a branded email that's more just like selling bestsellers and selling like their brand voice. And then we also have a testimonial one, just kind of a cool little concept right here. Testimonials try to boost some social proof and some goodwill with the customers. And then we also have some value, teaching people a little bit about their back and then how you can grow your back without having to have crazy gym equipment. These perfect. Love how these turned out. Now let's go over how we can actually upload these inside of Klaviyo. Okay, so to upload emails into Klaviyo, there's a couple steps that we need to do. I'm just gonna upload this one for you guys just to show you how it's done. So what we do when we're uploading emails is we're uploading image files. So we're uploading slices of this email as images. And then what we can do is we can link the images where all the buttons are to like take the customer somewhere, like to the blog. So what we're doing in this email is we are going to export a ton of different image files across this email. We are then going to have to compress those image files to be smaller, because if we just try to export them as they are, they're going to be really big file sizes, and we don't want big file sizes because then it's going to take a long time for the email to load in the person's inbox. I'll explain a little bit more on that in a second. But then after that, so we're going to export as images, we're going to compress the files, then we're going to upload them into Klaviyo, we're going to add our links, and then we're going to be good to fire off. So in order to slice this as image files into Klaviyo, there's a feature right up here inside of Figma called Slice. And all we do is we are just going to slice the different parts of the email that may need different links. So for example, this logo section, I just created a slice, and what this is going to do is it's going to capture that section in the slice and give it to us as whatever file we want. So what I like to do is I like to export on 2x just to make sure it's good quality. And then for the type of file, I like to do a JPEG. You can do whatever you want really. And then we just want to export it, save it to our computer. And so I can just say GS slice 1. And then I will know that this is the first slice right there. So that's the first slice. And then for the second slice, I just copy and paste it. I'm going to move this one down, make sure that they are aligned right there. And then I'm just going to go down to this section. Now you may be wondering, why don't I create a slice for this whole entire section? Well, that's just going to be a little bit too big. And so we don't want our file sizes to be too big, again, because the bigger our size of this, the more time it's going to take for it to load in the customer's inbox. So for example, right here, I actually could, this is probably like the biggest you would want to go, but just to be safe, I would go just right here and then export this as like the second slice, and then we'll do the remainder after. Okay, so I have the email all sliced up. I've saved the files onto my computer. Next, I like to go to this website, iloveimg.com. It's the easiest in my opinion. And we're just going to go compress image. You can really use any website. This is just the one I use, and we're just going to save all of our slices, which we can find right here. So I'm just going to select all of these. I'm going to open them, and then we're going to compress them, and you can see, we're going to see how much space that we saved. So we can see right here, we went from 2.84 megabytes to 469 kilobytes. Perfect. We're just going to download these, and then we get a zip folder right here, and then we have the compressed files that pretty much don't sacrifice any quality, but they're just smaller file sizes. So now let's take these over to Klaviyo. Okay, so now here we are inside of Klaviyo. We're just going to create a campaign. We're going to do GS video test. We're going to do an email. We are going to click continue. We can choose our audience to be whoever we want. It really doesn't matter. I'll just say newsletter. It's just a mock Klaviyo account. And for subject line and preview text, we can really do whatever. I have a in-depth video on subject lines and preview text. You can check that out on whatever you want it to be. But for this one, we could just like copy this right here. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm just going to copy the text here. We're going to say no fuss dumbbell back exercises, and maybe do a flex right there. And then no gym, no problem. Something like that. End with ... It's a lot more curiosity driven to do something like that. Sender name, obviously you want to make that Gymshark. But all we have to do here is we can create a blank email inside of Klaviyo. And again, we have image files. So what we do is we're just going to upload a bunch of images. So I'm going to delete these, delete this section here. We can keep the social icons. I'm going to duplicate ton of these image sections, and then we are just going to upload our new slices, which we compressed right here. So start off with the logo, and then one by one work down the line. Alrighty, so take a look at this. We've added all of our separate images right in here. So what I did, these are literally all images besides this social link section, which we can edit this to be whatever icons that we want. If we want it to be a different social media, you could change it from Twitter to TikTok, whatever you want it to be. That's something that you can do for Gymshark, and then just link them separately here. Super easy. Again, this is just all images. And then we have the unsubscribe text here at the bottom, but I'm going to take you through a footer trick that I like to do to improve our deliverability. So since we're uploading a ton of images here, that can look fishy in the eyes of like Gmail if it's just like an email with a ton of images and there's only this much text within the whole email. So we want to override that and try to show Gmail that this isn't spammy, by putting a bunch of text in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a ton of text right in the bottom of this email. So let me show you what we're going to do. Okay, so as you can see, I just went to the Gymshark's website and I'm just going to copy and paste their About Us section, and we're just going to put all this text inside of Klaviyo, but we're going to make it completely invisible. So watch this. I just put the text box in here. I'm going to paste all of this text. So look at how much text this is. Now this is going to help with our deliverability because Google is going to see, oh, there's text. There's a lot of text in this email as well as images. So I'm just going to center this, but we're going to make this super small. We're going to make it size 5, and we're going to change the color to be something like white, so it's see-through. It's the same color as the background here. And then we can even change the line spacing so it's not taking up like a bunch of white space. Change this to like 5%, and then look at that, completely invisible, but there's a ton of text right there, and this is going to help with our inbox placement. Now that we have the pretty much whole email built, we need to add in all of the links for the images. So if some person clicked this button, we want this to just take somebody to the main Gymshark page. So I'm just going to copy that right here, and then for this section, we're going to want to take them to the blog. Okay, so here's the blog. I just copied the link, and that's probably going to be pretty much the rest of the links in this email. All that we really have left is woman and man, so I'm going to go to Gymshark, go to the men's section, copy this link, and then do the same for woman. Okay, perfect. Now the last step is we want to add alt text, which is right here. So essentially if somebody blocks images from showing up in their email, which is less than 1% of people, it's very low, but it's just going to show the text. And so it's going to show this alt text. So all you want to do is kind of like summarize your message right here. Sometimes this can help with deliverability, but it's really not a big deal. I just kind of like paraphrase whatever it is. So you could just say top no fuss dumbbell back exercises, and then do the same for the rest. And boom, just like that, we have everything. The email looks good on desktop and mobile. Now, as a final form of defense, what you can do is you can send yourself a preview. All you do is click send test up here, send yourself an email, check all the links, make sure that the email looks good before you fire it off, which is super simple. All that you do is you go to next. So again, I don't know why the subject line didn't load, but you could just say something like that. Go to next, and then schedule or send, and it's as simple as scheduling it to wherever you want it to be. Boom, you just watched me from A to Z strategize, write the copy, design, and then implement to send off 3 Gymshark emails. This is the exact process that we use at my agency, which has generated $40 million for clients in the past few years. I hope you got some value from this. If you did, subscribe to my newsletter, inboxnewsletter.com/subscribe. You get a free 75-page guide on email marketing when you sign up. If there's another brand you'd like to see me create emails for, let me know in the comments. And again, I hope you got a ton of value from this. Drop a like, whatever you need to do. And yeah, I'll look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.